I love how the Jim Beam comes in with a plastic cap, even on the single barrel.
Even a little single barrel.
I mean, why break tradition?
But it had some great black cellophane, which I try to take off before we get into this. Yeah, it was fully wrapped, so you couldn't tell that it was a plastic cap.
Okay. All right.
It gives the illusion that it has a cork stopper.
The illusion. Well, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Yes, happy Independence Day to all you folks. What is it, International Treason Day or something? I don't know what those folks across the pond would call it for us, but
I can't believe that we're already at 4th of July.
Yeah, this year has flown by. I mean, we're already in the 7th month. It's wild.
And it's already been a couple weeks since I was in Louisville.
Yep. I'm definitely going to want to hear a little bit about that when we get the cocktail going. Speaking of the cocktail, what is the cocktail?
What
is all this?
Yeah, so...
Got lemons. We got Jim Beam single barrel. We haven't even gotten into that.
We don't even have a glass. Yeah, so...
You get it.
We're also here before too long going to be getting into a flight of Booker's.
Yes.
Which is Jim Beam product. So I thought, well, let's do a Jim Beam cocktail.
Yep.
And one of the things that, this last week when I was in Louisville, I had my Bourbon Trail passport booklet. You take that around to all the distilleries. They stamp the book, they sign it, and they date it and all the things. Well, flipping through there and spending some time in that book, I realized that every distillery has, I don't know if it's level of signature cocktail, but every distillery has a 2-page spread in the book, and every distillery has a cocktail listed in the book.
Very
so
cool.
I thought, well, hell, I was just at Jim Beam, which we're going to get into, and we should do a Jim Beam cocktail. And so the cocktail that they had listed is called, there you go.
So many Jim Beam.
Fred Knows Whiskey Sour.
I'm looking forward to it. So what else in this? How do we make it?
This is actually a very simple whiskey sour recipe. The ingredient amounts are a little bit different than some of the other whiskey sours that we've done. So I'm really kind of curious, I'm going to try real hard to stay close to it.
Yeah, we do it Savor the Burn style for sure.
Shall we get to the cocktail?
Let's do it, dude.
All right.
Let's get into it.
I'm going to be right back.
nice thick head. Well, here we go. Here we have the cocktail.
Yeah.
The Fred Knows Whiskey Sour. And walk us through how you made this bad boy.
So this is, like I alluded to before, this is a relatively simple whiskey sour cocktail. 1 part Jim Beam. The Bourbon Trail Passport book does call for Jim Beam Black, but we decided to take the opportunity to use the Jim Beam Single Barrel.
Now, we haven't reviewed it yet.
We haven't reviewed it yet.
We're going to in a future episode.
So you have to stick with us and wait for that to come on out. But we got 1 part Jim Beam, 1 part freshly squeezed lemon juice, half part simple syrup, and it says half part egg white.
That made the actual measurements out to be 1 egg white, 1 ounce.
Yeah, well, actually, to that point,
1 ounce
though,
simple syrup.
is we just doubled everything because we
2 ounces
usually do
juice,
double
2 ounces
cocktails anyway. So
whiskey.
we did 2 ounce, 2 ounce, 1 ounce, and then an egg white.
I mean, if you're going to serve somebody half a cocktail, just don't even serve them a cocktail at all.
mean-
Just go home. Like,
Exactly.
goodness. Well, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to Jim Beam.
Man, you can't go wrong with a whiskey sour.
I mean,
It's a boozy lemonade.
no frills, no extra fancy anything. It's just straightforward
All right.
whiskey
I'll
sour.
stop you right there. The fancy curly Q lemon peel garnish. That's fancy. That's pinkies
mean,
up. And the
my
froth.
pinky's up.
The froth from the egg white. I mean, the egg white gets into the cocktail. It mellows and melts. All the different things together. With this one, it's so simple. There's only 4 ingredients.
If you count the egg white, 4 ingredients.
Yes, I mean, and okay, fine, 5 if you count the ice. You know, that you were in there that you shook.
I'm
it
not
with.
counting the ice.
Yeah, and it was 2. You used 2 big cubes.
Yeah.
You didn't use like ice dispenser ice.
Yeah, I go back and forth. The ice
I
dispenser.
saw a video on that recently.
The ice dispenser ice is easy, but using the big rocks in there gives you less shards, so there's less dilution that happens in the shaker.
Yeah.
And it gets chilled a lot quicker because of the large surface that comes in contact with
You can see
the
it
cocktail.
when you were shaking up the shaker. I mean, that thing got
You can hear it and
it
feel
got
it
frosted
too.
quick. You're like,
Yeah.
like you're shaking a fucking hammer in that thing.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but because we made a Jim Beam cocktail, I'm wearing a Jim
so
Beam shirt.
You sent me a picture of that
Yeah.
earlier, and I tweeted it out on.
I mean, how
Twitter
fancy is
X.
that? It's got the little
Yeah.
Jim Beam tag right there.
You were like, what'd you say? It's in the little details or something?
Yeah. So what does it say?
It says
The
James
hardest working
Green.
still.
Yep, the hardest working still in America.
And I mean, that has to
That's
be
a tasty cocktail, man.
a pretty legit claim too, because earlier we're gonna get into it in a later episode.
Yep.
But I've got something very special back here that is a distillery only release.
Yep.
This is a first batch.
Batch one.
But what was the?
The bottle number was like 15,000 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was way up there.
It's a little bit more than just a small batch. But it's a batch one.
Yeah. Yeah, every year.
And it's
4th
a
of
distillery
July.
only release. That's the
Right.
thing that got me.
Yeah,
and,
you have
and
to
I
go
was just
there.
like, it's not cheap, but
it's not
I was
cheap.
like, dang it.
And if you're me, you're going to the motherland, Jim Beam Central. It's like my Mecca. I every morning I pray towards Jim Beam. Just like, don't fucking come at me. If you do, just leave a comment in the comments. Yeah, I mean, you have to go there.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna have to go, and they also sell a little book, which you got one of those.
Little book. They had
Booker's.
Bookers. And those are things that you just don't find.
Baker 7, all the Jim Beam.
They had all the
regular Jim
They
Beam.
had Baker 7. They had the Legent. And
Right, they had that.
which we have not gotten into it yet. They had all the Knob
All the
Creeks.
Knob Creeks.
The standard, which I think is a 6-year, 9-year,
Mm-hmm.
7-year ride. They had the 12-year, and I believe they also had the 18. They had all the things.
Yeah, all the things. And I think you sent me a picture. They had other things in there that I didn't even know Beam was responsible for.
Yep.
And I'm sure that
All the Basil Hayden's,
since
the
not
entire
just
Basil Hayden line.
and since it's not just James Beam, it's Beam Suntory.
They did not have any of
They didn't
the
have the
Japanese whiskeys.
Oh, really? I thought maybe they would.
Yeah,
have.
it was all just the U.S.
Well, you know what? Kudos to Suntory for just letting Jim be Jim. and
Yeah,
letting them do their thing, and all that stuff.
It was a super cool experience, and like I was saying, the Bookers, it comes around it comes around 4 times a year.
Yeah.
But when it's out, you have to jump on it because they're gone rather quickly.
Yeah.
But Little Book, I've never seen that in the wild ever.
I haven't either. I've been seeing them all over Facebook lately.
And they're super, super stupid expensive when you go second market on there. I walked into Jim Beam and they had literally 50, 80 of them just all stacked there on the shelf. And then I went upstairs where it's just where the upstairs bar is. They had another display up there with all of them on there.
Wow.
And it's just, it was incredible.
And for MSRP.
MSRP, yep.
That's wild. Yeah, you could get like a whole trunk full of them and bring them back here and retire.
Well, that's the other thing too, is there was no indication of there being a limit on anything either.
Yeah, if you go to, from what I've heard, if you go to Buffalo Trace, they do limit you on 1 or 2 things.
On their allocations. But these are on the shelf. These are not their allocations when you're at the distillery.
Yeah. So weird.
I mean, even this Lineage, which is a distillery-only release, it was just on the shelf. And it was on the shelf, actually, first
They don't have any allocations.
Not really.
They just have
I don't
what
think
they
so.
have, and it's released at certain points.
Yeah.
If you can call that allocated.
I learned about the Lineage back in February. Faith and Tim were celebrating their wedding anniversary and did the tour and all that. And she actually they both tried the Lineage and the Knob Creek 18-year side by side. And she said the Lineage smoked the 18-year Knob Creek.
Yeah, but you were out there.
Yep.
And you tried it yourself.
I did.
And you said it smokes. Anything else that Jim Beam has?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Wow.
Yep. That Jim Beam has, yep.
I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to checking that out.
We did a lot of things while we were out in Louisville.
Yep. You visited Churchill Downs.
In fact, I came back with a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You got a tasting glass on a lanyard.
Yep.
Which is fucking nuts. You see little kids walking around with their binkies attached to their shirts.
And then when you're at the distillery, the adults are walking around with their Glencairn attached around their neck,
ready to drill a hole and do a tasting.
Yeah. But I've got some things to share with you.
All right, what you got?
Well, I'm going to start this part off by giving you $40 back.
For the Eagle Rare?
For the Eagle Rare. Yep.
Well, they didn't have to do that.
This is a gift from Faith and Tim.
Well, thank you, Faith and Tim. That's mighty nice of you. I was ready, willing, and able to pay.
She insisted because they felt bad that you helped put in the legwork to make the Michter's
the Michter's Day happen,
and they reaped the benefits.
I tell you what, man. Even though I wasn't, because it's just kind of person I am. Even though I did, I am responsible for that even possibly happening. I just to know that somebody went there and they took advantage of it and had a great time, and to really kind of hear the stories and know just how great of a time you guys had. I'm super stoked for you guys, man.
We're going to take an entire episode to unpack what all transpired at Michter's, because that was an unbelievable experience from the moment I walked in and gave him my name till hugs and we were walking out the door. It was big thanks to Raven and a big thanks to Vicky, who I met there at the distillery. But so anyway, getting back into
that's cool. Thank you guys so much.
So there's an Eagle Rare for you, and we've tried this on the podcast. Faith and Tim happened to have a bottle of it. They got into it, and they were just making room on their shelf for other stuff.
Smoke Wagon, is this the original?
They wanted to gift you the small batch.
The rest of okay.
That's the exact same bottle that we tried with Phil.
Yeah, excellent. Wow, that's cool. Thank you. Shit, yeah, that's awesome.
They gave us a couple bottles that, again, they were clearing shelves, making room for new. New.
What you tried to do before you left.
But she gave us a couple up there on the shelf. I've got the 13 Colony that we're going to try. And somewhere, I don't remember where it ended up, but we've got a Long Branch.
It's a branch.
They
some branches are longer than others.
they've tried it. They enjoyed them, but again,
Not going to run out and buy the T-shirt.
Clearing the shelf
That's
space for bigger and better things. So back to actually, before we get into that, I got 2 of these, so I'm going to give you one of these.
Oh wow, cool.
So
Thank you. Is that the one?
These are from
Same one up here?
These are from Faith and Tim.
Wow, thank you. Shit. It's almost like my damn birthday going on here.
Well.
What does it say here? Give it 100? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got to give it 100. It's for the podcast.
Let's see, what else do I have in this goodie bag? At Heaven Hill, we did the Bottled and Bond tour. Heaven Hill is Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig. Yeah, we've done their small batch, their regular, toasted barrel.
Barrel proof.
Barrel proof.
They are also Henry McKenna.
They are?
They are Mellow Corn.
Mellow corn. Okay, we've talked about mellow corn.
They are
Haven't had it yet, but we're gonna.
We haven't done it on the podcast. I got to try it on the walking tour there, but Rittenhouse, which is a rye.
Okay. I'm already interested.
But I was walking around and I could not pass that up for you.
Oh no shit, they have their own honey.
Elijah Craig
Small
raw
batch.
honey. Yep.
Bourbon barrel aged raw honey. That is so cool. So I've had
Honey aged in Elijah Craig barrel.
Yeah, it says in collaboration with Bowman Bee Company, Bohman. I think that's Bowman Bee Company. That's very cool. Hell, fucking yeah! Thank you.
A whole bunch of random stickers. Because, like I said, we went everywhere.
Rabbit hole, Laden Bow. That's cool. That's a fun story. Did you go in there and did you make a stink? Be like, "Where's my cup?"
No, I did not. No, but I saw an entire case full of cups with people's names on them that were
Probably have to
unclaimed.
show ID.
Probably.
Because yeah, if I come home with fucking Jim Smith, Jennifer's gonna be like, "What the fuck's Jim Smith?" So,
Figured you'd want a Jim Beam sticker.
definitely.
Bardstown.
Come as friends, leave as family. Oh, I got the Michter's bottle.
Nice little Willet coaster.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we enjoyed the Willet.
Yep.
We
did.
enjoyed the Willet. We heard that there was mixed reviews for sure, and we enjoyed it.
So, again, we're going to spend an entire episode with Michter's. But while we were there, we got to spend some time up in their top floor bar. Nice little, great space. Super small, quaint. Reservation only. We had our own table for an hour and a half. It's amazing. Brought you back a coaster.
Very cool.
I actually asked
the bar at
It's
Fort
called
Nelson.
the bar.
Oh, and they got their pot still on the back of it.
Brought you a napkin.
Very cool.
Got you a hat.
You got me a hat. I like it. Very cool. It's all about the whiskey.
I brought you the tasting wheel
Okay.
from our tasting. And your own set of these little little things from our tastings. Thought you might want to like those. A little lapel pin of a Michter's bottle.
Yeah, that might be good on the hat. So you
And
got
then-
the sour mash, the rye, the bourbon, whoops, damn it, and the American whiskey.
And then
A Michter's Glad. You got, wow, thank you. It's a Michter's Glencairn.
and I got my own too, so.
Very cool. Yeah. So
that episode,
when
guess
we do
what?
our tastings, yeah, we know what we're going to drink out of.
Yeah. And how cool is that gift bag?
That is cool.
Matte black with the gloss copper ink. Yeah, we definitely got a great VIP treatment out of that.
That's really cool. I'm stoked you guys got to get in there and have such a good time. That's beautiful. Fucking beautiful, as they'll say up there in the northeast area of the United States. Yeah, is this the rye bottle?
It is. That's the rye bottle.
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, if it's on the rye pog, it's probably the rye bottle. Which is always barrel proof, 100 proof?
It's single barrel.
It's always single barrel.
Yeah. I think it's only 83 point
Yeah,
something.
definitely not barrel proof. That's all right though.
No, but the allocation for that day was the cask strength rye, packaged in a double bottle package. So you got the regular single barrel rye, and then you got the cask strength single barrel rye. Wow. But it was $180, so I passed on that. Mm-hmm. I asked a few questions, and I came home with something way better.
Yeah. You came home with something that wasn't for sale, and he didn't have to steal it. Which would have been my suggestion. All right, we need to find it. We need to steal it. Whoops. Got a little bit of... Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
This is so cool. There's all kinds of stuff here, and I'm...
Yeah, and just to kind of recap, and
dropping.
We're probably going to break this all out into multiple different things depending on what we're tasting. But, you know, we started with Heaven Hill one day, and then we went to Willett, and then we went, we had to stop for lunch, so we stopped at a place called Abbott's Tavern, which is the oldest stagecoach stop in the U.S.
Okay.
There are holes in the wall upstairs, and they have in a glass case the gun from Jesse James. And those bullet holes in the wall were fired from Jesse James's gun. That is the gun that was used for there, so... A lot of cool history there.
Not Jesse James Dupree from Jackal.
Yeah, no, not that Jesse James. But yeah, we did that. We stopped at... Where did we go? I guess from there, Four Roses was closed that day, so we went on past there, which was on the way, but then stopped at Jim Beam. And then we did Michter's, Bardstown, Rabbit Hole.
Rabbit Hole, is that the one where they had the wood hat?
No, Wood Hat is right outside of Herman, Missouri. We did that on the way back to Kansas City.
But Wood Hat had something else. It wasn't just Wood Hat. It was something else there with it, wasn't there?
Nope.
I'll shut up.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
We stopped at Kentucky Artisan Ale, which makes Jefferson Reserve.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I ended up with a bottle of single barrel Jefferson's Reserve.
Very cool.
Fun little story with that also. And then while I was at Heaven Hill, I ended up with the barrel proof Larceny. So yeah, we're gonna break those down.
A lot of Larceny bottles out on the shelves.
We're gonna do
that one.
We're gonna do a Heaven Hill episode. We're gonna do a Michter's episode. Michter's may end up bleeding into two parts.
Maybe, yeah, because there's a lot of things to happen. Have we told the full story about what all happened on Michter's tasting day?
No,
at Red X? Well, stick around, because when we get into those episodes on the Michter's, we're going to talk about that and how much fun we had. Well, as far as my 4th of July goes, we're probably going to find some fireworks and
blow some
shit up. I'll bring out the grill. I'll grill some foods. We will fat it down. We will get powder burns. We'll make smoke and piss off the neighbors, and then clean it all up and go to work the next day.
Yeah, because it's on a Thursday.
Yep. Tomorrow's Friday. Son of a bitch. I don't know. Maybe I'll take Friday off because we recorded early. If you didn't know,
it's for the podcast.
It's for the podcast. Well, very cool. 4th of July. Oh, before we go, I would be remiss if I did not bring up the benefit for our friend and metal brother, Benjamin Axel Harvey. He's the one that did the recording and the mixing, mastering, the whole shebang at Axel Harvey Studios.
Yep.
In North Kansas City. And we had a great time with him. You know, he's a good dude, and unfortunately, he was recently diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. And 1, he's fighting for his life. 2, he's still in good spirits. He's still in good hopes. And I love the dude. It's just unfair that he got this, and it's all too damn soon. But there is a benefit going on, a benefit show happening at At Westport Bowery, 817 Westport Road, KC Mo 64111. So if you're in the area,
August 31st.
yeah, August 31st. It's my mama's birthday. Rest in peace, ma'am. She died from cancer. But yeah, Saturday, August 31st. Come check it out. Doors at 7. Show starts at 8. 15 at the door. So it's a cheap show or inexpensive show. You get let's see how many bands we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bands.
For $15. That's
Yeah, on a Saturday night, just come out and rage. We might have to bring a bottle or two to put on their bar because it sucks. But, you know, it's not their fault. They got a great bartender girl. There's also mixed cocktails and stuff on the inside up where you can order your burgers and fries or whatever, all that stuff up in the game room.
unless Carlo's there, they should have Miller Lite.
Yeah, right. They might not have. He might have a few parking lot beers.
And then drink them out.
And then drink them out. Yeah, but that's Carlo for you. He's a good dude. But yeah, if you want to come out, hang out with some of the guys from Burn the Gates, hang out with Savor the Burn, see some great metal bands, see what KC has to offer as far as metal goes. We would love to see you there, and all the money goes to a great cause. It's to help our friend Ben. So that's my PSA, my public service announcement. Other than that, guys, get out there, shoot off some fireworks. Don't blow your fingers and toes off.
Drink plenty of water.
Yeah, 2 beers, 1 water. Have yourself a cocktail or 2, but definitely, stay hydrated. And
Less water for every bottle of whiskey. Or wait, is that right?
Something like that. Yeah. I think Rockfest rules were 2 beers, 1 water. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to pass out on the lawn and you're going to become a rock lobster.
I could drink quite a few of these.
Yeah, these are really good. Check our socials for the actually just go to savortheburn.com/cocktails or just go to the savortheburn.com, click the drop down menu, click cocktails, and you'll see this this bad boy right up there.
The Fred No Whiskey Sour.
It's going to be delicious. And we Savor the Burned it. We didn't give it a rating. Arbitrary. I'd throw it 8.5 at it. It's
Sounds about right.
It's tart from the lemon. It's a little bit sweet from the Demerara simple syrup.
And Jane Beam.
Yeah.
Jane Beam climbs up
we didn't
and over.
use the
black.
or the extra
or the
age,
7-year.
or the
It's all the same. They've they've rebranded. Yeah.
That's what it is. There's a rebranding.
Yeah.
That's weird. To
Jim
me.
Beam Black.
You got Baker 7.
Jim Beam Extra Age. Jim Beam 7-year. They're all the same thing.
Are the same.
Yep.
So right
They
now
just
it's called
rebranded.
7.
Yep.
So if you see
Jim
the
Beam
Jim
7.
Beam black label with the big 7 on it, now you know. But this is going to be higher
Labels
proof.
black, set of white.
This was 108 proof. That's going to be what
They all have
80
plastic caps that screw off.
88 to 90-ish. Yeah, they've all got the fucking plastic caps. Spared no expense, they did. But
You know what doesn't have a screw off plastic cap?
the Lineage?
The Booker's.
Bookers?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll get to that.
It's got a cork. I think it's
Yeah.
composite, but it's a cork.
I like composite. I mean, I like natural better. But hey, whatever. Movies are fake, and I like those. That's how I look at boobs.
Jim Beam.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy
Get out
4th of
there and
July.
have some fun. Let us know what it is that you're going to do in the comments, whether it's shoot things off, what's your favorite thing to grill or barbecue. You got your salmon. I like grilling pineapple.
Oh, I might do that with the
grilled
salmon.
pineapple is stupid good. We do burgers, dogs. I grill her some chicken. All the basic stuff, you know. Then we bring it inside. We fat it down. Food coma. We don't move around much. Mm-hmm. Then we regret the whole day the next day.
And then you get up and light things on fire.
In America, Independence Day, National Treason Day, or whatever it is that they call it. Yeah. When they signed that Declaration of Independence, they effectively signed their own death warrants.
Yep.
They're like, you know what? No, we're done. F you, England. Lo siento, bros. Bring it. And then they started fighting. But anyway.
Guess it's a good thing that went well.
So to you, to them, to Savor the Burn, no matter who you are, what you're drinking, who you're drinking it with, never forget, keep on
burning.